Kamala Harris, a big government California socialist, plain and simple, and that's the subject of the riff. Kamala Harris was ranked the most left-wing senator in 2019, even more left-wing than Bernie Sanders. That according to Government Track, which is an independent government tracking website. And today's Wall Street Journal had a beauty of an editorial entitled, "What Kamala Harris Believes." Looks like big government socialism to me, California progressive style, which is even scarier. Let me quote from the Journal. So mark her down as endorsing the spending blowouts that caused inflation, the Green New Deal, entitlement expansions, and student loan forgiveness. Until she says otherwise, we should also assume she's in favor of Mr. Biden's $5 trillion tax increase in 2025. All right? As Joe Biden's loyal Veep, Ms. Harris going to be accountable for the 20% cumulative rise in the cost of living, as well as the more than 4% drop in average weekly wages. Both factoids, a big blow to hard-working middle-class folks who find themselves trapped in the Biden-Harris affordability crisis. That has a long tail over the course of their term. But there's much more. Ms. Harris is a strong opponent of fracking. Indeed, in 2019, she endorsed a nationwide ban on oil and gas fracking. She is totally hostile to fossil fuels during her Senate years, and since then, she talks about something called environmental justice. Well, guess what that means? The Green New Deal war on fossil fuels will continue if she ever wins the White House. Of course, she's a big supporter of EVs and would end gasoline-powered cars, sending millions of jobs to China. But I would say under those policies, gasoline and electricity, which have already gone sky high during the Biden-Harris years, well, they blow completely sky high under the vice president's California-style policies. You ain't seen nothing yet. But there's even more to this. Back to her environmental justice model, okay? She links this to racial justice, economic justice, housing justice, and education justice. Phew, that's a mouthful. Sounds very woke to me. Cancel traditional culture and history, DEI on a grand scale, diversity, equity, and inclusion. During the summer riots of 2020, she advocated defunding the police. Although she was regarded as the so-called border czar, at one point she supported eliminating the ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Also, as border czar, she never once spoke to the Border Patrol chiefs, Jason Owens or Raul Ortiz. As senator, she teamed up with Bernie Sanders in favor of his Medicare for All legislation. That was estimated to cost, wait for it, $35 trillion. That's $35 trillion to nationalize our healthcare system. By the way, pay for it with higher income taxes, she said. Probably would require about a 95% marginal tax rate, but I'm just guessing on that one. Another beauty is her support for confiscating all firearms through some kind of buyback plan. And on top of all this, as a senator, she supported universal basic income, or guaranteed income as it's called, and she also supported rent and utility payment controls. So it's fair to say, judging by her record in the Senate and as Joe Biden's loyal Veep, that Kamala Harris is a spender, a taxer, a regulator. That's why I refer to her as big government socialism. She's a redistributist. Take from Peter and give to Paul. Now, think of it as the California model of everything, which we have learned is a failed model. Mr. Trump, on the other hand, is a growth guy. Make the economic pie larger, cutting taxes, minimizing regulations, limited spending, drill, baby, drill. Think of that as the Florida or the Texas model of everything. Who do you trust? Blue state socialism or red state capitalism? Well, I'm putting all my chips on red. And that's the riff.